Welcome back, everybody. Danny here. Thanks for joining in. And I'm actually playing Forza Motorsports 7 today. And I've actually been playing this career for several days now. And I'm just about finished with the Seeker Open, which is the first tier in the... let me turn my volume down a little bit. It's the first tier in the career mode on Forza 7. Now, I went back and forth on whether or not I wanted to play this game or whether or not I wanted to pick it up, and I'll be honest with you, I'm glad I did. It took a little while to get everything adjusted, but I finally get the force feedback, calibrated to an acceptable level. It's definitely not going to be a sim. It's not going to feel like a sim, like Assetto Corsa or iRacing or something like that. But if you don't expect it to be, if you just accept this game for what it is, you can get the force feedback good enough where you can understand what's happening with the car. And I actually think I have it at a pretty decent level. That is enjoyable to actually play the game, and I have definitely been enjoying the game. Now, I had no intention of, it's actually bringing me into the race here, I had no intention of doing a career playthrough on Forza Motorsports 7 on the channel, but I thought I'd at least do one video here and kind of give you my thoughts and impressions about it while I was doing this race. So, a little backstory. Obviously, you see that is a Ford Focus RS that is mildly tuned, and that's pretty much the car I've been playing with in the career so far. Fun little car. I'm using my gated shifter, so I am using a 6-speed manual transmission and the clutch. But yeah, there's a lot of people who have been talking badly about this game, and I think that's people who just are really diehard sim fans and are not willing to give this a try and accept this title for what it is. So we're going to go ahead and start the race here, and as we're racing around, I'm just going to kind of give you my impressions of it. I will say that it definitely is a performance hog, and it really does have, let me get into correct view here, there we go. You will see, especially on a track like this, that it definitely has some performance issues. You'll see some skipping and some stuttering. As a matter of fact, typically I record with OBS Studio, but the problem is this game struggles a little bit in certain points, and when I run OBS Studio in the background, it makes it even worse. So actually what I'm doing here is I'm recording my face and my my template with OBS Studio, but I'm actually using shadow play for the gameplay capture in hopes that I'll get a little bit better performance out of everything as a whole. So hopefully that'll work out. If you end up seeing this video, that means that did work out. But about the game here, obviously Forza is not a sim, but it is a lot of fun. I am having a tremendous amount of fun playing this game. I'm not even going to lie about it. And I'm a diehard sim fan, but my roots are from Forza Motorsports. If you go far enough back on the channel, what you will find is that this channel started and originated with Forza Motorsports videos. And some of my most highest netting view count videos are in fact from Forza 3 and Forza 4. So I'm not against games like these, I just typically don't show them on the channel anymore, and I may or may not do a series for this game. You guys can kind of let me know what you think in the comments. If you, oops, while I run square into the back of that guy, if this is something you guys would like to see, come on guy, you're killing us here. If this was something that you would like to see, I can certainly do more videos, but I only want to put content that you guys want to see. Now, I know a lot of people do like Forza, and so yeah, maybe we will. That we'll have to see. That's cool, that plane going across the street, going across the track there. One thing I do want to mention is there have been a lot of complaints about the AI, and they're not perfect. I will admit, they're definitely not perfect, but they work. For this kind of game, I'm really getting some hard frame rate issues when we get into these buildings here. Now, I want to emphasize, when I am not recording, if I don't have OBS running in the background or shadow play running, for the most part, I get pretty decent frame rates. It's when I start to try to use OBS and shadow play and things like that over top of playing this game, it definitely does struggle there. But normally, if it's just me playing, it's a very, very occasional frame drop. Nothing like what you're seeing here. So, you know, it is not perfectly optimized, but it is working. If you have a decent machine, I have a pretty decent i5 processor, and I have a GTX 980 Ti and only 8 gigabytes of RAM. So that'll kind of tell you that it'll run on my machine. So if you have that or better, it should be fine on your system. I can say that this Forza is the best so far as optimization on the PC. Forza Apex was just terrible and was a huge performance hog, and then Forza Horizon 3 was a little bit better, but it was a performance hog as well. This one does, believe it or not, seem to be much more optimized for the PC. And of course, I know nobody's having any issues that I'm aware of on console, you know, on the Xbox One, and that's to be expected because these games are optimized for the console first and then adapted to the PC. But it is definitely playable and it's definitely fun. I love simulations, as you guys know, but one of the biggest complaints I have is typically the lack of depth in a career mode on a simulation. Most of the time it's pick a car and race, pick a car and race. The one awesome thing about games like Forza Motorsports is the career modes and the depth of customization and just collecting cars and all that stuff, and that is something that I often miss. Whoop, missed a gear there. That's something that I often miss in standard simulations. So it's nice every once in a while to hop on over to a game like Forza and start collecting cars and modifying cars and things like that, because it gives you this additional element. And again, I'm not saying this is a sim. This is not a sim. This is about as far away from a sim as you can get without heading on over to something like Need for Speed. But, I mean, you're watching me. I mean, I am playing with force feedback through a Thrustmaster wheel, and it's working fine. I completely understand what the car is doing. I get a good feeling of weight in the wheel. It doesn't have a whole lot of fidelity as far as road textures and things like that, but again, you shouldn't really expect something like that in this kind of game. We're on the last lap here, so we're going to button up this race. But yeah, so let me know in the comments if you guys want to see this. I'm not going to start the career back over, but I can film or record some of the gameplay if you would like. I have no problem with that. Because again, it's very fun. I am thoroughly enjoying this title. And I'm really surprised. I didn't think I would. I actually was really considering not picking this game up at all, just because Forza 5 and Forza 6 really didn't do a whole lot for me. But here in Forza 7, they've changed the way the career mode works, where it's about collecting and it's about it's linear, whereas Forza Motorsports 6, it was kind of like you picked a car and did whatever you want. I don't like that kind of career. I like a linear career, you know, pick from this, race these races, make your way through, etc. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, the game looks stunning. I know you guys are probably seeing some frame hiccups. I do have the graphics on what they call shoot, I actually forget what it's called, but basically I think it's called adaptive. So the GPU and the graphics will adapt to what's going on in the situation. This particular track, Rio de Janeiro, is very difficult because of all the buildings, so you really probably saw some graphical setbacks in this situation, but typically it looks great. Runs pretty smooth with a few exceptions here and there, but I've really been enjoying it. So anyways, guys, let me know in the comments if you want to see some more videos on Forza. I'll be glad to make some content on Forza. Also coming up, we've got our Project Cars 2 career that we were going through. I actually uploaded the video a while back, but part 5 went live today. And I'm getting ready to film part 6 and probably part 7 here in a little bit, so be expecting those to come out soon as well. So thanks everybody. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Remember to subscribe. We're heading to 3,000 by the end of the year. current count is above my head up there, and I think it's somewhere around 2,700 or so, so we're not that far away. Again, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.